Who are the most powerful Poppy Playtime characters? Poppy Playtime has some insane characters, and we're going to be going over the strongest ones. Make sure you're following so you don't miss the next most traumatic Poppy's Playtime deaths ranked. At number 11, we have Poppy Playtime herself. She was always the damsel in distress. The first time we see her in chapter 1, she's locked up, and in chapter 2, she gets snatched by Mommy Longlegs. She's extremely small, and because of this, she's able to navigate through the factory's vents. She also seems to have an engineering degree from Timu. Let's not forget, after saving her, she forces us to save everyone by recklessly crashing the train.
I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
Wow! At number 10, we have the Smiling Critters. They're small stuffed animals like toys that will try to swarm you. They serve Catnap and their prototype out of fear and being rewarded with food. While the Smiling Critters have been known to do some damage,
Oh my god!
they aren't too hard to defeat. All you have to do is shoot the torch at them, they go running away screaming. Number 9, we have PJ Pug-a-pillar. He's a messed up combination of a pug and a caterpillar with soulless eyes. Bro likes playing with his food. He chases you but will only attack you if you move while the lights are on. However, he's extremely fast, so if the game were to be rigged and the lights stayed on, you're done. Number 8, we have Dogdays. He's the leader of the Smiling Critters. Bro might have had the creepiest death in the game's history, as the Smiling Critters crawl inside of him, using him as a vessel. This was one of the creepiest moments of the game, as the Smiling Critters take over him, using his deformed body and chased us down the hatch. Before we see him, he was locked up being tortured for disobeying the prototype. What's interesting though is most of his limbs are missing, and he's been a prisoner for over a decade, but somehow was able to adapt and survive this long. Next, we have Kissy Missy. She's just as big as Huggy Wuggy, but the reason I have her lower is she's so lazy. In chapter 2 and 3, we do all this work, and the most she does is just pull a lever. Maybe had she put some work in, we wouldn't have to save all the toys. At the end of chapter 3, we hear something's going wrong, and are we surprised? She was probably taking a nap or in deep thought as she was attacked. Number 6, we have Huggy Wuggy. Bro is a menace as he barbarically chases us through the vent. Seeing him for the first time was so terrifying, realizing how tall he is. However, while he may be strong, he isn't that bright.
This is my moment.
At number 5, we have Mrs. Delight. Her face is traumatizing, as it seems her face and nose were ripped off. Her open wounds are so disgusting that even Catnap doesn't go near her. She's kind of like the endoskeletons from Five Nights at Freddy's, but more clever. If you look away from her, she will chase you down. You have to strategically open the gates while not being caught. I would never want to be left in a room with her. Next, we have Boxy Boo. He was first seen in Project Playtime and has become a fan favorite. He can lunge out of his jack-in-the-box and snatch you up like Scorpion. He kind of reminds me of Circus Baby, as he can store people inside of him. Although, I imagine it can't be that comfortable. His springs allow him to easily move around the play place. He can also easily find players hiding with his quick jabs. Number 3, we have Mommy Longlegs. She has noodle-like arms that allow her to stretch extremely far. They also allow her to scurry through the ceiling and the cracks of the playhouse while being able to stretch far to grab you. However, when she gets mad, she looks extremely unhinged. But her con is she's too playful. She reminds me of the other mother from Coraline. They're both like spiders. Mommy Longlegs would have spider webs blocking off entrances and hang toy corpses after murdering them. However, just like the other mother, she kept messing with the main character, playing a game with them instead of destroying them. In the end, it was her downfall. At number 2, we have Catnap. He's the newest antagonist from chapter 3, and he did not disappoint. He can create hallucinogenic gases called red smoke. He can create terrifying nightmares or whatever he wants to manipulate your mind to see. He's even smart enough to recruit other toys, forcing them to work for him. If they don't, they will be his next meal. Catnap is surprisingly extremely skinny from lack of food. Imagine how powerful he would have been if he was well nourished. malnourished. Along with being tall, he has sharp claws that can carve through metal. What if Catnap was still alive and he used the red gas to make us think that we defeated him? Guess we'll have to wait for chapter 4. At number 1, we have the prototype. Not much is known about the prototype as we've only seen his claw. We know he's the ringleader orchestrating a lot of these events. What makes him so powerful that all the other toys are working for him? It says he's responsible for the Hour of Joy, where all the toys attacked all the employees and the kids living in the Playtime co-factory. This caused countless deaths, causing the company to abandon their work while the factory was overrun by savage toys. What do you guys think of this ranking list? Would you change any of them around? I wonder how many more chapters of Poppy's Playtime we're going to get. From the way it's going, it seems like there could only be 1 or 2 more chapters. But if I know anything about a popular game, they're going to keep pushing this game as far as they can go, which I would be so down for because I do not want this series to end, but I don't want it to go on forever and just become rot. Chapter 3 has received some new updates. They included an objectives tab, which really helps the players out. At certain parts of the game, I kind of forgot what I was supposed to be doing. They also added dialogue for the final boss battle, explaining how to beat Catnap. They also showed what Catnap was supposed to originally be like, and he was originally a suit. The picture even shows someone creepily inside a Catnap. This is really interesting because it's just like the yellow rabbit from Five Nights at Freddy's. I wonder if they were going to have a similar direction for that at first. When do you guys think we'll get chapter 4? It took over a year to go from chapter 2 to chapter 3, but it makes sense as they add way more content to each chapter. Beating chapter 1 only took about 30-40 minutes versus chapter 3 took a few hours to beat. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys can, please hit the like button as it really helps the channel out. If you guys want to help the channel even more, consider becoming an elite member. We're gonna have some exclusive perks such as members only live streams. I'm loving Poppy's Playtime chapter 3. I really think it's one of the best chapters that they've done. And honestly, I think it's one of the best indie horror games out there, right under Five Nights at Freddy's. I really think this is the only game that's competing with them. My only thing is that it takes a while for them to create a new game, which is understandable because they put a lot of detail in their games, but I wish we could get more. Like FNAF has a new game like every few months, it seems. There is talk about a Poppy's Playtime movie, which I would love. I feel like that would be amazing to see. I just hope that they keep the darker undertones, unlike the FNAF movie, which was more kiddish. This game does seem to be a bit darker than the FNAF games gameplay wise, so I really hope that they take the horror movie route with this one. But honestly, I feel like it would work better as a TV series, considering how many arcs there are so far and that there will probably be more. I would hate for us just to have chapter 1 as a movie when it's really only Huggy Wuggy in that one. What do you guys think of this? Would you like a Poppy Playtime movie? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. For more things Poppy's Playtime and lore, make sure to follow.